Go ahead.
Andrew kind of on post-game talked about how he felt this was a game where you guys were lacking defensively a little bit. Just how do you assess that, knowing how your team's playing?
Yeah, well, first period on the defensive side of things, depends on which part of the defense you're talking about. Like D-zone coverage, I thought we were great in the first. We didn't give up a scoring chance. The scoring chance we gave up came out of their offensive zone, filling in for our D. When our D were pinching, they caught us on, I think, 2 or 3 odd man rushes in the first, which was enough, and we survived it because I thought we played a good period. We owned the O-zone, D-zone time in the first. Good power play in the first. Didn't score on it, but it was dangerous. Second, I thought we got a little stubborn with the puck in the neutral zone. Because the first period we put the puck in, we went to work on the forecheck, they shoot some out, we throw them back in, we get to work again, and the O-zone play looked really good. We looked pretty dangerous. It's tough to create on them because they block a lot of shots, but I still think the rhythm of our game was good. In the second, we don't put enough pucks in, so we don't spend as much time. And then in the third, we get buzzing and going and trying to push from behind in the 3-2 game, and then it looked to me like just trying to make something out of nothing too many times. You know, like we have 3 or 4 turnovers at the blue line that led to, all of them led to breakaways against, never mind scoring chances, breakaway, rebound, penalty shot, et cetera. So they capitalize on 1 or 2 of those and the game's out of reach.
How many of these last couple games is just a good goalie or a hot goalie kind of making the difference before things start to...
I'd have to look closer at the scoring chances. Like I thought, despite the score in the game, I thought Prozzi played hard for us. You know, like we hang him out. He's got us in a game in the third, and you know, I felt like it's sort of the biggest thing that's bothered me is like we're finding the rhythm of our game for 10-minute stretches and whatnot, and then we're shooting ourselves in the foot. That's why I see it. And you got to give them credit. Like they earned some of those, but like our decisions on some of the scoring chances against and goals against right now, it just is not good. So we go do it, and I don't know if we're expecting more of a reward for our hard work, but it's not coming easy. And then it's like we try to make something out of nothing, and it's killing us. Killed us last game and killed us this game. So there's a little bit of everything to look at. Like I talked to you about the maturity of our team going into the LA game. We knew we were tired, and we just said, we're not turning it over in the neutral zone or in the blue lines. We're going to take care of the rush. We did that, and we're in a 1-1 game with 6 minutes left, exhausted, right? And they're rested. So we have to take a little bit of that belief that we can win that 1-0 game and 2-1 game and just stay disciplined and make it harder on teams. Because right now it's just like even if we're playing well and playing hard in a lot of areas, we're giving up too many easy goals and easy scoring chances against.
It seems like this team's alternating hot streaks and then followed by a little
Yeah.
streak. Is there any explanation from your perspective on why that's happening?
Well, no, I just keep going to our play. I don't think attitudinally that there's anything going on. I think our guys' heart's in the right place. I don't know, you know, I'd have to dig into it a little bit more, but that's certainly where the season's going so far.
McKinnon's obviously going, you talked about needing more from your other stars.
Yeah.
How do you approach this conversation with them, or do you just wait for them to kind of work through it?
No, well, I mean, we talk to them every day, right? Lines, individuals, team, meeting almost every day, really. But one way, shape, or form, you're hitting, or one way, shape, or form, we're hitting guys with every coach, trying to, you know, talk through some things. So we have got a couple of guys that are struggling, that we're working through some things, and we're trying to get them going. And, you know, I think, you know, our stars, they played hard tonight, you know, like they did. They made some mistakes again, you know. I think, again, it goes back to, you know, trying to make something happen and feeling the pressure to make something happen because the offense isn't coming easy. So I think we have to approach that a little bit differently. Like I said, just take a little bit of that LA game, and, you know, it's okay if it's a close game or it's a low-scoring game. You know, I know they want to produce, but I think we can be better with the puck in some areas.
What went into starting Nico at center and conversely moving him back?
Well, I started him there because I wanted to get him skating. Still want to see him there. I just, like I popped him out with Mac and Val a couple times, and I felt like all three of those guys were playing hard and could maybe make something happen on the offensive side of it. I didn't, I didn't love the chances that we were creating throughout our lineup or the ozone time in some situations. So I moved them around a little bit and kind of stuck with it, hoping that once we were chasing, hoping that line could carry us through.
Were you pleased with the chances once you changed the lines that Brandon was generating, at least on the?
I'll have to look at it. I know he had a couple dangerous looks. So I don't look at our chances too much during the game.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to make sure, like some structural things from every period that I'll check, and Ray will check, and Prater will check, and I go through like some of the mistakes that are costing us. Like the first period I had to look at the rush because they jumped in behind us on a couple occasions that I didn't like. So we make a correction, we kind of fix that, and then third period it's puck play in the offensive zone. It wasn't positional stuff or structural stuff, so I'd have to look closer at all the chances here tonight.
What do you think is hurting that middle six most right now? The Coltons, the Woods, the Jatars, obviously Mikko's kind of in and out, O'Connor, etc.
I think it's different for every guy and every line. Like, it just depends. Like, I feel like Wood and Colton and OC, like, they're working hard on forward checks and spending some time. They're spending too much time in the D zone. They're having trouble closing some plays out. Johansson, Tatar, like they're not spending enough time in the offensive zone, not coming up with enough pucks in the offensive zone in battles and whatnot in order to be able to sustain some time in there. And then they go out in the third and they have a couple of really good shifts and but it's not consistent enough, to find the rhythm of that, like wearing a team down and playing on their half of the ice enough. So it's different for every line and every player, I think.
Couple last questions. Peter.
The McKinnon penalty on connecting, are you kind of okay with him taking it in that situation when it's back checking on a breakaway, and then were you?
I think he's trying to defend him as hard as he can without taking a penalty. That's what he's trying to do. You certainly don't want to give one up there, so you're doing everything you can on that to try and disrupt him without taking a penalty. He gets called on it. I understand it. It's likely a penalty,
Were you surprised it was a penalty shot and not just a normal card?
I don't know, like this year, it seems like they're calling a few more penalty shots in those situations, so I'm not gonna critique it.
Look after the
Well, last two
Go
guys,
ahead.
go.
No Freddie Olsen tonight. Were you looking for something different on that fourth line?
No, that was more of moving, well, yes, and that I wanted to play Mikko in the middle, to be honest with you. That was a big part of it, to get him pushing his feet and skating and maybe getting pucks earlier in the D zone, neutral zone in the middle of the ice where he could find some space to get wheeling around a little bit. And I didn't mind him there, actually. And if I looked at his game just in particular through the first period, I didn't mind it, but the line wasn't doing a lot.
Last one, Jesse, go.
I think it was the fifth goal that you guys were maybe looking at something there.
Yeah, just because there was two collisions running into the goalie, right? The guy that drives wide, that I think Taser's playing him, and then Tatar gets knocked down net front. He runs into him too, and he couldn't really get his bearings before they put it in the net. But I don't think it was goalie interference. I was thinking about trying it just to see if I could get it called back to give us a chance with the empty net, but I couldn't convince myself that it was goalie interference.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Jared.
Yeah, thank you.